Passing Energy with your host, Priest. With your host, Priest. When this smoke starts yapping, that's it. When that's it. Prepare to be enlightened and entertained. When that's it. Hey guys, Priest here, and welcome to another episode of Passing Energy. And we are free temporary from oak clutches. All my timeline, my videos are full of oak, and I still have more things in the archive that I have a lot of editing to do. Oh gosh. So anyway, I just want to talk about something different. And lo and behold, Beam and TikTok never let me down. I don't even be trying hard, and then news just fall on my lap. And then I gallop over and try to see how best I could get this information to record this podcast. So Pastor Qunity Smith, she's going viral over some statements or remarks she made on Empress Show. Now, I don't know too much about Pastor Qunity. I just knew that, I just found out like a couple of days ago that she's the voice behind all these viral sounds that some like TikTok creators are using. And they're mostly motivational. She gives, so far, great advice.
That's why they ain't catch themselves yet. That's why you mad. That's why they mad. People hate you because you are more than a conqueror. People hate you because you overcome what they thought would have killed you. Honey, everything the devil said to destroy me, I chew that up, I spit that out, and I got up and I shine even brighter. 7.7 million people in the world. And you can't sleep because 25 of them don't like you. Almighty God, I done.
I never had like an issue with anything she said. I felt that it was very down to earth and real. So she asked her congregation, did you cook? And then she sent them home back. She sent them home back to do their wifely duties.
God don't dwell in man always, but God could still be in the bedroom. But at the end of the day, listen, there's some things you just got to do. One, certain clothes you shouldn't wear. It don't entice the man. You can't go in the bed with your robe. Because first of all, he think God watching him. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, geez, I can't, God, I ain't want you to see this. Even though it's legal, a lot of people think, okay, so you just have to have a balance on life. You have to have a balance on life. And this is where the preachers come in, and we need to do marital conferences. We need to go back to the old times when we did things to make sure that marriages were kept. You see what I'm saying? I tell my congregation one thing. Like the other day, I stood my congregation up. I said, how many of you in here cook for your husband before you came to church? A couple of them said they didn't cook, so I send them home. Because while you in church and you do your, no, I send them home. I sent them home.
Bye-bye.
Wait. Stop what y'all doing. I need y'all to subscribe if y'all haven't already. Please leave a like and a comment and share the podcast with your friends. Thank you in advance. Peace. And then her second soundbite that went, viral, is when she said about the wife not performing in the bedroom. And she sent her home to perform.
There was one of my leaders, one of my pastor's husband. They came to me and they said, listen, she ain't handling me right. She ain't sleeping with me. She ain't do. So I said, okay, when you start sleeping with your husband, then you serve. Don't come back here until you learn to serve. I said, I don't care if you have to go home and do 10 cartwheels. Don't come back here speaking in tongues until you learn to handle your business.
Stop right there.
Stop.
I'm putting you back in the corner. We're going to take a quick break right here.
You just can't tell me that. And I listened to something with Quinty said on the live feeding with the lady from the show, Empress. She said that, she had this lady who was in her church, one of her deacons or whatever was in her church. And you said, Quinty, that how you sent your deacon home because your deacon wasn't having sex with her husband and your deacon wasn't doing this and doing that. So you sent her home. But why you didn't send yourself home? Why you didn't send yourself home? You understand me? When you couldn't keep your husband, when you couldn't keep your marriage together. Y'all better stop having people for fool. Why you didn't send yourself home, Quinty? When you couldn't keep you and your husband together, when your marriage broke up, why you didn't send yourself home? I trying to make it make sense.
Now, that video with Sin Patrice was funny. I glad. That was funny. I'm going to go in the order of what I feel is, I say, the most shocking thing for last. Now, the cooking thing. That's be my first part I'm going to tackle. What she said about the cooking, it would have been 100% correct if we were in 1960. But we're in 2022, where women are working and women are making, especially in the Bahamas, when the women are making more than the men. So I was lost trying to figure out, that's interesting for someone who seems like she's modernized her way of thinking, her way of preaching, her way of delivering the word of God and being a spiritual advisor. She modernized her approach, right? But how everything is structured is still dated. The reason why women did all those things, if we're going back in the day, women didn't have no other job. The only job the wife did was to take care of the home, the children, and that was it. She did not go to work. She didn't have a 9 to 5. Her 9 to 5 was the mop, the broom, and the kitchen. That was her 9 to 5 back in the day. And the man was the breadwinner.
Honey, I'm home.
And he brings home the funds after a long day of work. He comes home and his wife helps him relax, feeds him, so he could be prepared to go back out to work. That was the whole point. Now we're in a whole new generation where women are working, women are educated, women don't need men. Really, the only thing women need men for, really, truly, is companionship. Because women can do a lot of things, except for having children. Sorry, science ain't evolved that well. You still need a man to have a child, and vice versa. But other than that, women could do everything on their own. So to say to women in 2022 that she have to go home and cook, her husband can help her cook. See, I look at things both ways, and two things can be true at once, right? If your husband is taking care of all of bills, he's taking care of everything. Like, she doesn't assist with anything at all when it comes to financials. Her money she make, really and truly, just for her. And whatever thing she might could contribute to the kids or whatever, but the husband take care of every bill there is in this family household. Then I say, okay, fine. The trade-off is that she take care of the home. And, she help the kids out with the homework or whatever. That'll be the trade-off, But if we're saying now you're making money, especially, like I said, in the Bahamas, women are making more money than men, we could split this half and half. Be like, okay, you handle this bill, I'll handle the mortgage or the property tax, you handle just, the cable bill and the light bill. And then both of us, when we come home, could cook. I cook one day, you clean one day. How I was raised growing up, my dad helped with the cooking. Actually, if I could recall, and my mom, I'm sure she's frequent through my TikTok, she could inform me if I'm incorrect. But if I recall, my dad did a lot of cooking. And when I became in my later teens, that's when mom started to cook again. He did that. And yeah, my mom didn't have no problem. My dad was still a man in the house. So he still made decisions. Some decisions I felt my mom should step in more. But that's for another time, another podcast. But yes, my dad was still the head of the household, but he cooked and he cleaned. You know what I mean? And so my mom did yard work. And my mom, she physically looks like a girly girl, but then she's weird, she's lift stuff. Like, my mom is a super mom. So my family, I don't know, maybe because I was raised in a household where my parents really didn't care about what's traditionally a man and what's traditionally a woman. They didn't really care about that. All they care about was helping each other out. And that's how I look at a partnership. I feel like women evolve so much that you can't equate them just to this role. And I also do believe that women have strength and men have strength. Women are good at details. Some things a man would overlook when it comes to cleaning. A woman would say, babes, what's going on? That's something in the corner. Man, no one can notice that. You know how us men, we think. We're like, man, no one can see that. No, man, you gotta do everything right. So women are detailed. I'm not gonna take away the fact that women have strength and men have strengths in certain aspects. But at the end of the day, that still don't stop us from doing stuff for ourselves. It's really up to what your husband wants, because she might be married to a chef, who loves to cook. You know what I mean? Not everyone is interested in the same way your house is run. I don't think you should generalize everyone home. We gotta evolve in a lot of ways how we view things. That's just my opinion about that. Now, going on to what she said about the sex part, I thought that was very distasteful. There's one thing to give marital advice, but there's another thing when it just coming off tacky. And you don't know what issue the wife is having with the husband or vice versa. You just heard one thing. Now I'm going off of what you put out there. Now, if there's a deeper background behind what you said, unfortunately, you didn't explain all that. So I'm going off of the sound bites. There's so much deeper things other than, why someone's not sleeping with someone. And I feel like you should explore why the wife is not doing that instead of shaming her or making her feel like, oh, you should be doing this. Did you look at both sides of the story? Did you hear her side? Did you try to figure out this is reason why this lady doesn't want to be touched by her husband? So shaming her into having sex with him is the method. And I'm like, that's not okay. It's like, what investment did you have with your congregation to figure out the root cause? You know what I mean? The quick fix, give it up. What is the actual spiritual and mental healing method, other than just spread it, that you give to this person? Because I felt like that was just so blatantly biased, because you spoke only from a man's point of view, but from a woman's point of view, as a human's point of view, of a human who has feelings, a human who has a thought process. Not everything's black and white. Not everything is just a quick fix. Just sleep, open your legs. I give advice, right? I'm a human being who look at things from my perspective and yada yada. And I want to hear y'all point of view as well. That's why the comment section is there. I'm not trained in how the mind works, the psyche. I ain't gonna tell you how I feel. And I always say that I feel like I believe in spirituality, spiritual energy, and that's the whole thing, positive energy. And I about the feelings of one human to another. But at the end of the day, I'm not trained in how the mind works and how to help you eternally. I only give you a surface healing, but deep down, you need to seek a therapist. These pastors are not trained therapists. The only thing they train is how to read the word of God. They have no training. Let's improve the system. They actually have training in social work. They actually have training in psychology. If they have zero of that, guys, they cannot help you mentally. Okay? Do not seek these. You could go to your pastor for advice, but please get professional help. These people only going off of what they view is the standard. If you're having issues in your marriage, you need to go to a marriage counselor, not your pastor. The pastor free, but your marriage counselor, someone who actually could figure out what's deeply wrong with y'all, because we're not trained in mental health. Your wife might be depressed. Your husband might be depressed. Why my husband ain't touching me? He might be overworked. So sex is not always the key thing. I don't know why people believe all men think alike. We don't. We have a lot of pigs out there, but some men actually think on a whole deeper level than just sex. And vice versa. She might be going through some type of emotional trauma, And the fact that you're not even trying to dive deep into figuring out why she's doing this, I thought that was so biased. And I could be wrong, but I feel like because she is divorced and she probably don't want any other women to go through that type of hurt, that type of separation, she is viewing stuff from a divorcee and she's saying, y'all need to please your husband. Y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that. You know what I mean? I'm getting someone who's divorced and is trying to prevent her congregation from being divorced like her. But you don't go the direction you're going in by just going off of what a man needs it. Like, you gotta figure out what the woman needed. What is gonna please the woman? Where's that message? It takes two to be happy. But you cannot force one person to give up their feelings, their emotion to please another. We gotta meet each other halfway. What the husband ain't doing. What is the husband? You're not figuring that out. You're just blaming her. I think that's unfair. I do give her props for being untraditional. But if you're gonna be someone who's gonna speak, who's gonna be out there, who's not perfect, who's not
people, we out here housing people. Everybody ain't gonna like me. They ain't like everybody ain't like Jesus.
Amen.
But at the end of the day, I am not going to wear a big brim hat and a big robe to please you spiritually and come home and live a mess. I am not going to do that. I don't know if I am not supposed to, and I don't know if I could be open and direct here.
Very
I
much.
no natural empress if I'm not supposed to know what a woman's private part or a man's private part look like. I have 4 kids. I push out 4 humans. So at the end of the day, am I supposed to stand in the pulpit and act like I am a nun? Or is it my delivery that bothers you?
This is what, yeah, that's I think what it is. You're very direct. You cut no corners, and it becomes offensive to the persons that want to box you into what's traditionally known and accepted as the way a pastor would speak, would deliver, would preach. The fact that you've totally stepped out of the box, I think for the most part, if it's safe to assume that you are what the young people need in order to find their way back to the church, because it's known that young people have lost their way. It's obvious, look around, right? But when it comes to church, they feel that there's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of, there's too much faking.
Too much pretending. Too much
false pretend.
I am not going to do that. But I will tell you, I remember before I got my divorce, before me and my husband separated, I remember Pastor saying to me, well, me and my wife live in separate rooms, so why you can't do it? Your image is everything. No. When God called me,
then you got to upgrade how you view a relationship. I think it's too much black and white when it comes to how to keep your relationship going. Everything else about gossip and who say this about you, how to deal with drama and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a hand clap. But when it comes to keeping a marriage together, it's too black and white. It's too much in the 60s, how to please your husband. And if it did work, you will be married. You know what I mean? I think you probably need, my suggestion is for you to probably go to a therapy, a marriage counselor, and figure out what went wrong. And figure out what did you do wrong in your marriage and what he did wrong in the marriage. But don't try to live through your members telling them what they should do and not focus heavily on what is the root cause on why this marriage is the way it is. We all have growing to do. And when we experience stuff like this and you catch with your pants zipped down, you gotta zip it right back up. You gotta zip it back up and say, well, I learned I need a new pants. I enjoy the few things I've seen of her. I don't think she's a bad person. I think she's entertaining, to listen to. She got some good advice there. But some things she just need to grow on, But anyway, guys, let me know what y'all think about today's episode. Please remember to like, share, and comment. What are your thoughts? So let me know. Until next time, guys. Peace.